Every so often, a trade comes along that doesn't just shuffle players around, it completely reshapes the NBA. Some of these deals create dynasties, some tore them apart, and others forever changed how front offices think about building a team. Today, we're breaking down the top 10 trades that changed the NBA forever. These aren't just big names getting moved. These are trades that altered legacies, shifted power balances, and in some cases, changed the league itself. So let's get started. In 2011, the NBA world erupted when a trade sending Chris Paul to the Lakers was famously vetoed by then-Commissioner David Stern. But just days later, CP3 was dealt to the Los Angeles Clippers instead. And in that moment, everything changed for the so-called other team in LA. Fast forward to 2018, when the Toronto Raptors made a decision that shocked the league. They traded away DeMar DeRozan, their franchise cornerstone and fan favorite, along with Jakob Poeltl and a draft pick, to San Antonio for a disgruntled Kawhi Leonard. It was a massive gamble. Kawhi had only 1 year left on his deal and serious concerns about his health. But the gamble paid off. Kawhi not only returned to form, he delivered Toronto its first ever NBA championship, and he did it with one of the most iconic shots in playoff history against Philadelphia, that 4-bounce dagger to send the Raptors to the Eastern Conference Finals. This trade didn't just bring a title to Canada, it proved that sometimes going all in for 1 year can pay off in ways that change a franchise forever. Toronto's championship put them on the global basketball map. In 2008, the Lakers pulled off what many at the time considered one of the most lopsided trades ever. They acquired Pau Gasol from the Memphis Grizzlies in exchange for Kwame Brown, Aaron McKie, the rights to Marc Gasol, and some draft picks. When the deal went down, the consensus was that the Lakers had completely fleeced Memphis. Pau instantly became the perfect partner for Kobe Bryant, and the Lakers returned to championship form. They made 3 straight finals appearances, winning back-to-back titles in 2009 and 2010. But in the long run, Memphis actually came out strong too. Marc Gasol blossomed into an all-star, a defensive player of the year, and the anchor of the grit and grind Grizzlies. Still, this trade saved Kobe's prime and gave the Lakers the firepower to extend their dynasty. 2007 marked a turning point in Boston. The Celtics traded for both Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen in the same summer, pairing them with Paul Pierce to form a new Big Three. The results were immediate. In their very first year together, the Celtics won the 2008 championship, taking down Kobe Bryant and the Lakers in 6 games. Kevin Garnett's emotional post-game scream, "Anything is possible," summed up just how massive this moment was. But beyond Boston, this trade sparked something bigger, the modern super team era. Without the Celtics' Big Three showing what was possible, would LeBron James have left Cleveland to join Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami? Probably not. This deal redefined roster building, showing that star power could win in ways draft picks and depth alone couldn't. In 1982, the Philadelphia 76ers made a franchise-altering move by trading for Moses Malone, the reigning MVP. They sent Caldwell Jones and a draft pick to the Rockets, and what they got back was pure dominance. The Sixers already had Julius Erving, but they couldn't get quite over that hump. With Malone, they didn't just win, they steamrolled the competition. He famously predicted the Sixers would go fo in the playoffs, meaning 3 straight sweeps. He was almost right. Philly went 12-1 in the postseason, capturing the 1983 title in commanding fashion. That trade cemented Dr. J's legacy with a ring, elevated Moses into the pantheon of great centers, and showed just how much one superstar big man could alter the course of NBA history. In 1996, the NBA landscape shifted when Shaquille O'Neal left Orlando and joined the Los Angeles Lakers. While it was technically a free agency signing, the Lakers orchestrated trades to create the cap space to make it happen, and that maneuvering changed everything. Pairing Shaq with a young Kobe Bryant created one of the most dominant dynasties in sports. From 2000 to 2002, the Lakers won 3 straight championships, with Shaq capturing 3 straight Finals MVPs. This move also shifted the power dynamics of the league. A small market team like Orlando lost its superstar, while a glamour franchise like LA flexed its market power. Shaq's arrival in Los Angeles was about more than championships. It was about stars realizing they could take control of their futures and markets realizing they could lure the biggest names. In 2012, the Oklahoma City Thunder had Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. 3 future MVPs, all under the age of 24. They had just made the finals. The future looked unstoppable. And then came one of the most infamous trades in modern history. The Thunder shipped Harden to Houston for Kevin Martin, Jeremy Lamb, and a couple of picks, all because they didn't want to pay him max money. What happened next? Harden became a superstar. He turned into one of the greatest scorers of his generation, won an MVP, and made Houston a contender for nearly a decade. Meanwhile, OKC never won a championship, despite having 3 all-time talents on the same roster. This trade sent a clear message. Don't break up generational talent over money. And it changed how teams handle extensions for young stars ever since. In 1975, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar requested a trade from the Milwaukee Bucks, and he got his wish, heading to the Los Angeles Lakers in exchange for 4 players. Kareem was already a superstar, but in LA, he became a legend. When Magic Johnson arrived a few years later, the Showtime Lakers were born. Together, they dominated the 1980s, winning 5 championships and turning basketball into must-watch entertainment. This wasn't just about rings. Kareem became the face of the NBA for over a decade and held the scoring record for nearly 40 years until LeBron passed him. Without this trade, the Lakers' Showtime dynasty might never exist, and the league might not have exploded in popularity the way it did in the 1980s. But before Kareem, another legendary center made the move to Los Angeles. In 1968, the Philadelphia 76ers traded Wilt Chamberlain to the Lakers. Already one of the most dominant players in history, Wilt gave LA the firepower they needed to finally get over the hump. In 1972, he anchored a team that won 33 straight games, still the longest winning streak in NBA history, and capped it off with a championship. This trade was significant because it was one of the first true superstar trades. Wilt was a global name, and moving him to Los Angeles showed just how much one megastar could change a franchise. It set the tone for the blockbuster deals we still see today. And finally, at number 1, we have the trade that created the NBA's first dynasty. In 1956, the St. Louis Hawks drafted Bill Russell, but quickly traded him to the Boston Celtics. What happened next was unlike anything the league had ever seen. Russell transformed the Celtics into an unstoppable powerhouse, leading them to 11 championships in 13 years. 11. That record will never be touched. This trade didn't just define Boston basketball, it defined the NBA. It established the Celtics as the league's most successful franchise, gave the NBA its first true dynasty, and turned Bill Russell into the greatest winner in basketball history and maybe even sports history. Without this trade, the NBA's entire foundation of success and dynasties might look completely different today. Simply put, no trade has ever had more impact than this one. And that's the list, the top 10 trades that changed the NBA forever. From Bill Russell setting the standards for dynasties, to Kawhi delivering Toronto's only title, to James Harden showing the cost of breaking up young talent. Every one of these trades left a mark on history. But I want to know what you think. Which trade do you believe had the biggest impact? And did I miss one that deserves to be here? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your takes. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one for some more NBA content.